Take two. Let's see.
Take two, baby.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Is this thing on? We're the most boomer millennial podcast ever. We can't figure out our own technology.
I know. It's boomer and Gen Z mashed together to turn into the most like amalgamous. That's not a word. Amalgamous mess.
Okay, we are live on YouTube.
We're live now. Guys, hopefully that if you clicked the link before and you're coming back again, you're going to come back again because you love what we do here at Witt Live. You love what we do here at PragerU. And you guys should be able to hear us now. I don't know what was going on.
Audio is working.
Audio is working. Got confirmation from people. We turn off the stream and I check my phone to go talk to the technical people. And then I just get like 10 texts from my mom. The audio's not working. What am I supposed to do? The audio's not. I'm like, Mom, we're taking care of it. It was very sweet of her. Thank you, Mom. I know you're probably watching this again. I told you to at least. She's always looking out for me. It's a good mom. Back again. If you're joining again for the first time, we're here with Witt for Witt Live episode 26. Taylor Trandall here. Spencer. I don't notice Claywig. There you go. I knew how to say it, but I didn't.
Did you just refer to yourself in the third person? You said we're here with Witt.
No, we're here with Witt Live.
Oh, okay.
And Witt past and future. All the Witts in one. We got a good episode for you guys today, okay? I know I'm repeating again, but we have a great episode where we have a new set for all you people who are actually watching the show. For you guys listening, sorry, but the people who are watching, really cool new stuff. Great work on the technical side. We're doing a new game today called To Be or Not to Be. Or not
be
the be.
Or not the
I know,
be.
I mess it up every single time. Because it sounds like the phrase, which is basically I'm going over headlines and fake headlines, and I'm trying to guess which ones are real and which ones aren't. So we're going to be doing that. We're also going through the woke madness bracket that we went through on PragerU Instagram story. If you guys follow us on Instagram, then you'll be familiar with that and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, you'll get the hang of it when we go to it. We're going over a viral video of the pastor who got yelled at, or more like he was yelling at people for coming into his church. It was in Calgary. He was a Polish pastor. It's a great video. We're going to go through that and react. And then we're taking your guys' questions. And these questions today for this episode specifically are from PragerForce. PragerForce is our student program and young professional program. If you're a student or young professional around the world, then you should join PragerForce. Hopefully Taylor or someone could drop a link right now into the live where you can actually go and join PragerForce. You can also text the word PragerForce to 64600. It's PragerForce to 64600 to join. I got my start in PragerForce to now be doing everything that I have. So it's a wonderful time at PragerU and a great way to get valuable insights on experience and business relationships and conservative resources, all sorts of great stuff. So definitely join PragerForce if you are looking for a way to get connected to more people. So Spencer, let's put up the first segment. Today we're starting out with the word, with Will. You know, I don't think I'll usually start out with this segment, but this is kind of the one that's been on my mind right now for actually since this weekend. So I don't really like to talk about my personal life too much or anything. That's, you know, save that for the other celebrities who like to indulge themselves with what they're doing and have it be on tabloids and things. Not that I'm, you know, I don't know. I don't think I'm famous or liberal enough to be on a tabloid. But
some people recognize you on the street.
No, I get recognized a lot. No, it's really cool. I love getting recognized. If you guys didn't see, I spoke at BYU last week. We spoke at BYU Provo. And I mean, we packed that place. I mean, every single seat sold. People had to stand because there weren't enough chairs. I mean, it was amazing. So yeah, Taylor, people recognize me, all right?
People know me.
I'm a celebrity. People recognize Taylor when we go places.
It's happened once or twice.
It's happened once or twice.
Just riding your famous coattails.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a good job, social climber. You do live in LA. Yeah. No, okay, so back to the point. Starting with this segment, I don't talk about my personal life much, but some stuff has happened in my life personally that have really sucked. It happened this weekend, and it's put me in a pretty tough place. Sad and kind of depressed and trying to wrap my head around things and not really knowing exactly what I'm supposed to do with some stuff. Anyway, the verse that we have today, as you guys can see in the corner for the word with Will, is Romans 6:23. Just for the wages of sin is death. Wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life in Christ Jesus our Lord. And I bring this up because, like I said, these things have happened to me and it's really sucked. And, you know, the way that I could react to this could be a lot worse than the way that I feel like I am reacting. You know, years ago when bad things would happen to me, specifically in college and in high school even when I was, you know, younger than that and bad things happened in my life, I reacted to things very poorly. I blamed everyone else for everything. I blamed other people, even if it wasn't my fault. I still went out and just blamed the world, thinking that would make my problems better. I had tantrums about it, and I was bitter at the world, and I was as resentful towards it. And now I'm reacting to this thing in my life a completely different way, where I know that I could turn to sin, I could be wrathful, I could be prideful, I could be gluttonous, whatever it might be, but I'm choosing not to do that, because these kinds of things feel good temporarily, the sins that we commit, especially when bad things happen, when you're trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Make yourself feel better and think that this is the right way to go. But the sins that you have in your everyday life, trying to deal with things that happen to you, it's the worst thing that you can do, because it doesn't make you feel better, and it actually in turn makes your life worse. If something bad happens to you and you end up doing bad things despite of that, or because of that, it only makes everything worse, and you're not going to be a happier, better person. And I luckily have figured this out and have been, I feel like I've been reacting to things in a very positive way. But, before I wasn't like that at all. And this is why my life in college specifically, it sucked. My life sucked. I was failing my classes and partying all the time, and I was blaming everyone else for my problems and not taking any responsibility for my actions that I was having. And now, I'm trying to do the exact opposite. And I realized that, with the no sinning and trying to handle this in a mature and adult type of way, I'm already doing much better and feeling better about myself, and knowing that, God is in control and God is there, and the people who I trust are there for me. And it's a terrible situation. It's really sucked for me, but we're getting through it, and I'm getting through it the right way, And I think it also goes back to just going back to the political world, which is, obviously what I do. Just look at how the left treats the world. Look at how the left views everything. I mean, we talk about this all the time. Victim complex and snowflakes and people getting offended about everything. And it's like, yeah, because people don't take responsibility for their own actions. Like, if your life sucks, it's probably your fault, okay? For the most part, if you're in a rut and you keep blaming everyone else for your problems, maybe you should stop looking at the world and start looking at yourself and saying, here's what I'm doing wrong in my life. How can I actually fix that? This is what's wrong with the left. And the left teaches people to be victims. Like last week, you guys we watched that Barbies video with those two Barbie chicks talking about, selling stickers, and the black one couldn't sell as many because she's black. And it's like, you're making up that situation and you're turning yourself into a victim, making it so that you can never succeed. When you give yourself this mindset that you can't succeed and the world is against me and I should be wrathful after something bad happens to me, you are only setting yourself up for failure. The number one thing you can do is try your best to be positive, confident, and trust in God, because that is what we have. And if you have that and you push for that, you will have a happier, better life. The way that you react to bad things that happen in your life, Taylor and I were talking about this before too, with, Jesus never said that you become a Christian and bad things won't happen to you. I think this is kind of like a trope that atheists fall into when we talk
Christians.
to them. Yeah, and some Christians too, where they're like, well, if you believe in God, then why did a baby die of cancer? Or something like that. Or they think like nothing bad is going to happen to you because...
Or people say, oh, if you just have religion, then you'll no longer have problems in your life. Everything's going to be peachy. If you just, turn to God, you'll never face anything.
Right. And it's like that couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah, like Jesus himself said, in this world you will have trials and tribulations, but this is what you're saying, because, your whole monologue there is awesome, is take heart, I have overcome the world. That's what Jesus said. So it's like Jesus a lot helps, or like religion, faith helps you or good values help you overcome the what you face in life. It's not that bad things won't happen to you.
Right. And that's exactly right. It's like the world sucks. The world is a terrible place. Dennis Prager talks about this all the time, where he says people are not born good. People are not born basically good. It's you have to be taught to be good. Anyway, I'm kind of going off on a tangent with that. But what I'm trying to say with this whole thing right now and bringing this up is that bad things are going to happen, and the way that you react to it and the way that you take life by the horns and make it your, and actually make your life better instead of blaming other people is going to help you so much in the long run. We can all turn to sin. We can all turn to doing terrible things and seeking vengeance or whatever it might be. But the number one thing you can do is continue to focus on yourself, strive with God, and your life will get better, even if bad things happen to you. So, this is my opening monologue. And I like I said, I don't get into my personal life, so I'm not really gonna talk about what happened. But we're doing better now. All right, don't worry about it. Okay,
It's on the up and up.
it's on the up and up, mate. yeah, nah, yeah.
Are we doing Cops Kit next? Because that's a line in the Cops Kit when you are checking out. Everything's on the up and up.
Oh yeah. I
It's a
hope you guys
great
watched the
transition.
Cops Skit. I didn't actually put it in here. If we have time, we'll go through it. You guys saw the Cops Skit. We could maybe go through that, but we
I'll
have a
put the
lot of
link
other
into the
stuff.
chat.
Yeah, and then we got the technical difficulties, so we're like 10 minutes late. All right, so let's move on to the woke bracket. Spencer, give me 1 sec. Okay, you can switch it over to my screen. I'm in the bottom right corner on it. Cool. All right, cool. Thanks. Okay, so you guys can all see what I'm looking at right now, the cancel culture bracket. Who will you save? So basically what we did, we posted on Instagram stories. We made this bracket because March Madness is over. Also, in my tournament for March Madness, I think there were 75 people who joined my tourney time, or Craig's tourney time, and I got last place. Out of 75 people.
Hey, if you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah.
So.
If you ain't last, you're... I don't know.
I
got last. That's what I'm trying to say. I did really poorly. I chose like...
See, if you were a leftist, that would be a good thing because you could claim you're oppressed and then you would get, privilege. You'd be elevated into positions of power now because you can claim being oppressed.
Why can't Abilene Christian just get a leg up? So many...
I was rooting for ORU, man. My little brother went to ORU. They
I
were
know.
like flying high. But
yeah,
anyway.
Oral Roberts would have been a sick win. But
Would have been based.
I know. UCLA too. If we had UCLA and USC at the end, that would have been pretty cool too. But
It would have been, I guess. It's like
I know.
these schools hate you. When you go to these schools, the people
I know.
they treat you so badly. And you're like, oh, UCLA, that'd be cool.
I know. I'm like, yes. And then they're just like, I hate this person.
Call the cops on you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, anyway, we have our bracket here. And basically, this is a cancel culture bracket where it's like, who do you want to save based on like who you like the most? So I haven't seen the winners yet. I haven't seen who you guys chose. I have mine here that I'm going to fill out together with you guys, and we're going to go through it, and I'll tell you what my picks will be.
And put yours in the comments for each matchup.
Put yours in the comments for each matchup. So you guys should know how March Madness bracket works. If you don't, I don't know, maybe you live in India or something and you don't have March Madness. But for the most part, most of you guys should live here and know what March Madness is. So we're going to start. We're going to start with Mr. Potato Head and Eskimo Pie. I'm going to have a hot take here, or maybe actually it's a cold take. Eskimo.
Oh,
I'm going
wow.
Eskimo Pie.
Wow. Well,
I think Eskimos are pretty cool, and I think that
I think that's like we're not even allowed to say the word anymore. But
not allowed to say Eskimo.
Potato Head. A lot of people have memories of like. Don't you have any childhood memories playing with Potato Head? Like, isn't that endearing?
I never had a Mr. Potato Head.
Well, he's gender neutral now, so you never will.
Yeah, no, good. I don't want one. I don't care about Mr. Potato Head.
All right.
I care about Eskimos. What are they called? Inuits?
Saved. I don't know.
Is that the word now?
There is no right
Culturally?
word for these things anymore.
You're saying there's not a right word for them? What do you mean by that, Taylor?
I mean, you'll get canceled no matter what word you
I
say.
know.
So.
Okay, Aunt Jemima, Gone with the Wind. Oh, I'm going AJ, baby.
That's like
Aunt
a heavy
Jemima.
hitter matchup early
Yeah,
on.
I know.
That
But
was-
Aunt Jemima is mine. You guys know. If you've been a watcher of the show for a long time, you know I love Aunt Jemima. Okay, Washington Redskins or Uncle Ben? Gotta go with the Redskins. Definitely Redskins. I love the Redskins.
Yeah, you have a whole video about that.
Yeah,
I
there's a
should
whole
look that
video
up.
about the Redskins.
Are Native Americans
Yeah.
offended
Yeah.
by the name Redskins?
Yeah, you guys
And
should
they
check that
were
out. I
not.
went to a Navajo Indian reservation, and it was pretty sad to go there. Like, so much of it was run down and horrible, and those people still didn't want to be victims. I talked to these Native Americans, just like what I was talking about before. They were like, I don't want other people getting offended for me. I'm not blaming all these other people for my problems. They're like, we pride ourselves in military service and taking life by the horn. It was like an awesome video. So I'm a huge Redskins guy. All right, Mary Poppins or Cream of Wheat? Wait, Cream of Wheat got canceled? What did Cream of Wheat get canceled for?
They're saying it's like the guy in the box is a racist trope or something. It's the same thing as
Is he
Uncle
black?
Ben, and I don't know.
He's black?
It's like it's got some weird. It's just another one of the brands that they're like, oh, this is suddenly a problem now, so we have to
All
cancel
right.
it.
I'm gonna do Cream of Wheat.
Yeah, someone said they're canceling everyone of color. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's like you're canceling everyone who's black. Like, shouldn't you want that? Shouldn't
like
you
there's
want to have like all these? Like,
too much representation.
Yeah.
Of,
I know they cried. There's not enough representation, and then when they have representation, they take it off. It's like, I don't know what you want. It's not like the Aunt Jemima picture is racist. It's not racist. Maybe like the one from like
That's the point of this
slave time.
exercise. This is almost like an in memoriam because we're just
exactly.
saying goodbye to all these brands because they've already been canceled. We're just saying hypothetically.
Yeah, this is all hypothetical. I don't
which
have the
ones would we
power
save if we
to
had the
bring
power.
one back.
Yeah.
I wish I did. I would do a lot for Aunt Jemima to come back.
There's a Star Wars prequel reference in there.
Yeah. Wait, which
We should
reference?
keep going.
Now
Have the
this
power to
is
save the one you love.
Oh, yeah. Ironic.
It's ironic.
Have you ever heard the
anyways.
tragedy of Dr. Seuss the Wise?
Will's a Star Wars nerd.
I am.
And-
I'm a big prequels guy. All right, Dr. Seuss or Splash Mountain? Wait, why did Splash Mountain get canceled?
Song in the South, Zippity Doodah.
It was like a
racist.
racist song or
Yeah.
something.
Really?
Racial
apparently.
undertones.
I'm going to do Splash Mountain. That sounds sick.
Just goes right for it.
I go for the underrated picks. Oh, wait, what happened? Okay, here we go. Goya Beans or Chase the Police Dog? Who was chasing the police dog? All right,
Nice.
Taylor wasn't even paying attention. That was a
Oh, Chase the Police. That's from Paw Patrol.
I know, I made a joke about
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
whatever.
Sorry.
I'm going
But do you know
Goya.
why they were canceling him?
It's a Paw Patrol because the cop thing.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like during the
Yeah, the
BLM
riots and
stuff
stuff.
last year. They were
Yeah.
like, he's a positive image of a police officer for kids, and they
Yeah.
don't want that, so they
Yeah.
were like, we should cancel him.
No positive role models. All right,
Yeah.
here's what you can have. No positive role models. No black people. Just
Someone's gonna cut this audio, and like
Yeah,
Will Witt calls
know.
for removal.
it's just all you can have is a picture of a pancake and a mill, and then
60 Minutes is gonna chop this up.
I
and-
know, right next to the Ron DeSantis clip. Chiquita Bananas, Cleveland Indians. I'm going Indians. Land O'Lakes or Chris Harrison. You know, I don't watch The Bachelor, so I'm gonna choose Land O'Lakes. That's
Plus,
three.
he issued a groveling apology. He didn't.
Yeah, I
he
don't-
bowed to the mob.
Yeah, I
he
don't
lost
care
all
about him.
respect.
Loser. I'm like, and I've done all of the Indian ones. All of the Indian ones I've supported for bringing back.
The First Nations, Native Americans,
Oh, sorry.
all of
First
them,
Nations.
whatever the right.
No, it
word
says
is.
Cleveland Indians. You know, if it didn't say that, I'd be I'd be much better about it. Okay, Eskimo Joe or AJ. Eskimo Pie or
Eskimo Joe.
I was thinking
That's a
of,
clothing brand. And,
Yeah.
I wonder if that's canceled.
I don't know.
I grew up with
maybe.
that. That's
I was
like in
thinking of
Oklahoma
Django.
and stuff.
Eskimo Pie or Aunt Jemima. I'm going Aunt Jemima. Wait, what happened to my text? Oh, I didn't put text here. Okay, we're gonna pretend Aunt Jemima's here.
Just copy paste to the thing.
Yeah.
Alright.
Here. There we go. Redskins or Cream of Wheat. Like I said, I didn't even know the Cream of Wheat one, so we're going there. Okay, Splash Mountain versus Goya. Let's go Goya. I'm going Goya. And Land O'Lakes or Cleveland Indians. We're going Land O'Lakes for sure. I love Land O'Lakes. That's like the butter.
That's
that
from
I use.
Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota. It's Land of 10,000 Lakes. It's like a Minnesota brand.
Oh yeah, you're
Oi,
from Minnesota,
don't ya
hey?
know?
Oh, don't you know?
I
That's
call
a
my grandma.
crazy.
She'd be like, "Hi Taylor, how you doing?" It's the
Hey
best.
Taylor.
No,
You
that
seen-
was terrible.
Oh, have you seen Fargo?
I actually haven't,
Oh,
but
it's a great movie.
Fargo. I grew up in Fargo
pretty cool.
world.
Yeah, it's like
The
it's
Midwest.
so funny. Okay, Aunt Jemima, Redskins. This is the hardest matchup so far. I love the Aunt Jemima syrup. Even though I don't like syrup, I just love the Aunt Jemima so much. She's so sweet. And
She
then,
took care of you all through your whole childhood.
yeah, seriously.
Made your taste buds happy. We need to get the Aunt Jemima back on
I know, we'll put it
the
up.
wall up there.
No, we'll get it. And then Redskins, I just think it's like so iconic. I'm going AJ. I'm going Aunt Jemima.
It's a much better name than Washington Football Team, which is
Yeah.
their name now.
Yeah, Washington.
How do you? They
Beta
seriously
males.
went from to football team. Like,
How is that,
is
better?
the
How
woke are
can
gonna
you-
turn everything into like the most vanilla, like no gender, no name, no references
know.
to anything in history.
No.
It's just we're all just gonna have to
Football team 1.
Yeah.
Football team 2. It's like,
like numbers are racist
yeah,
too.
I know.
So,
And all of them are going to be rainbow colors. All right, Goya versus Land O'Lakes. Yeah, we're going Land O'Lakes. That's spelled right. All right, Aunt Jemima versus Land O'Lakes. Who would I save? Guys, put your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know versus Aunt Jemima or Land O'Lakes who you want to save. I'm going Aunt Jemima. There's no... before I even started this, I knew I was going to put Aunt Jemima as number 1. I love Aunt Jemima. She's so cute and sweet. I'm like a huge fan of Aunt Jemima.
there
I
it
wish she
is.
was my Aunt Jemima. I love Aunt Jemima. There's our bracket. There's mine. And now we're going to look at what you guys said. Taylor and Spencer have both seen this. And now
So if you haven't seen on Instagram, on PragerU's Instagram, we did a whole thing. You can probably still do some of it right now.
Yeah.
Where you can vote on each of these. And so we have the results here of what our audience voted on and who won that. So we're going to compare.
By the percent.
Yeah.
Can you see this, Spencer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to zoom in a little bit.
How?
Make sure that people see it. There you
go. Oh, dang. Okay, there we go.
It's high-tech stuff.
Yeah.
We got on Will Witt Live.
Serious hacking. Right.
Hey, you're kind of your own like producer in some sense. So I feel like people should give us some slack.
No, please give us some slack. Unless you're like a total, I don't know, like judgmental, rude guy.
Judgmental, rude guy.
You judgmental, rude guys out there.
Wow. Okay.
You know, you guys probably thought what I was thinking. Okay. Judgmental, rude guys.
Let's compare.
All right. So Mr. Potato Head. Wow. Mr. Potato Head won by 80%.
No, and he didn't win by 80%. He won 80% of the vote.
We just had this
yes.
whole conversation.
So 80-20,
okay.
80% went to Mr. Potato Head.
Aunt Jemima won. And then Mr. Potato Head beat Aunt Jemima. You guys knocked her out in the 3rd round. What is wrong with you people?
Potato Head goes past to, what is
Washington
that, the semifinal?
Redskins and Mary Poppins. Okay. And then you guys put Mary Poppins above Washington Redskins? I don't even know.
Really close margin, though.
Why did Mary Poppins even get canceled?
I don't remember. There was some, I think like maybe there was like chimney, blackface, something.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Blackface chimney. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss beat out Splash Mountain with 83%. Chase the Police Dog beat Goya Beans. Wow. Close one. Then Dr. Seuss won again. Cleveland Indians beat Chiquita Bananas. Land O'Lakes beat Chris Harrison. Good. Dr. Seuss, Land O'Lakes. Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss won the whole thing. Wow. I knocked out Dr. Seuss my first round against Splash Mountain.
I mean, Splash. How are you going to do Dr. Seuss like that?
I love Splash Mountain.
Like, you say Aunt Jemima was good to you in your childhood, but Dr. Seuss wasn't.
No, not as good as Aunt Jemima. You know, it's a lot different. That was fun, guys. I enjoyed doing this bracket. Maybe we could do different types of brackets. We could do like a president bracket.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, do one with like presidents of like
conservative influencers.
Yeah, conservative influencer.
I would knock
bracket.
Will out in the first round.
I don't know if Taylor would even qualify for that type of bracket. So at least I'd be on the. On
I would not. I would not be on there. I would not want to be on.
Could
there.
do favorite TikTok dances, favorite fruit. We could do a whole type of bracket showdown. So let me know down below. Write some comments what you would like to be the next bracket if we do another one. This was a lot of fun to do, and it was really cool to see your guys' stuff and interact with it on Instagram and everything. So make sure that if you're not following me and PragerU on Instagram, the social media handles are in the top right of your screen that you can follow us on all platforms. So make sure you're doing that. Okay, let's bring up this video. This is, before we start it, let me know if you're good on this, Spencer.
All good over here.
Good over here? Okay. So we got this video. It is of a pastor in Calgary, right? And he's yelling at these cops who have come into his place trying to shut him down for Easter service. And we're just going to, we're just going to let the rest speak for itself, and we're going to go through this, okay? This might be my favorite video of the year so far. So here we go.
Please get out. Get out of this property. Immediately get out. Okay. Get out of this property immediately. Out. I don't want to hear anything. Out of this property immediately. I don't want to hear a word. Out. Out. Out of this property immediately until you come back with a warrant. Out. Out.
Of this property? I love this guy. He's killing it right now.
He's not German.
I know. Please get out of this property right now. No, he's not German.
I don't Polish. Know. He is Polish.
Yeah, no, he's Polish. I can't do a very good Polish accent.
I'm not really sure what that sounds.
Yeah, well, it sounds like this. Out. That's that's all he's saying. But it's so funny. It's like when people come. This is like something that's kind of like you see it at debates and things like that when people like are just trying to troll someone, you know, or not really at debates, but more like large scale events or like those call lines that people have, and they just come in and try and troll the person, so they just start yelling like the same thing over and over again. And it's not always a good strategy, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, but this time it definitely works, because these cops and these people coming in, I mean, what are they supposed to do? This guy's telling him come back with a warrant. I mean, it is his right, you know. He's telling him come back. You can't just walk in here. You can't just barge in here and tell me that I have to shut down. It's not your right to do that. And he's just so strong, standing up for what he believes in. And his voice is awesome.
Out! 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 Out of this property! Immediately out!
This is what I tell my dog when he like poops in the house. It's like, this is the exact same thing of when I'm reprimanding Rocky.
Sounds like an exorcism.
I know.
Out! Get out!
Yeah. Out, you Polish demon!
Immediately go out and don't come back. I don't want to talk to you. Not a word. Out of this property
love it.
immediately
I
out.
love it.
I don't care what you have to say. Out! Out! Out of this property, you Nazis! Out! Out! Gestapo is not allowed here.
That's right.
He's calling them Nazis. He's
Gosh.
calling Gestapo. He's just so strong with it, which I think is like the coolest part.
I know this guy is all of us, like all the pent up energy that we have from like lockdowns
I know.
and just all the BS regulations from the government that everyone's had to put up and mask Nazis and stuff. Everyone's just like, this
I
guy's
know.
channeling all of our collective energy and rage and just like,
I know.
I think we all feel it.
This guy's been watching like all of the PragerU videos and just taking
Definitely.
all of that rage and energy and exerting it here. Listen, we don't want you guys to just, go around yelling at police officers. That's not what we're advocating for here, okay? I think that's pretty clear. But we are advocating for standing up to tyranny.
That's right. When it comes to your doorstep, that's the time to push
Just
back.
say something,
Yeah.
right? Don't let people walk all over
You didn't give him an inch, and that's what you can't do. Don't
Yeah.
be like Chris Harrison and bow to the woke mob.
No, no. You tell
Out.
them out. Out.
Immediately, Gestapo is not allowed. Out! Do you understand English? Get out of this property. Go. So go. Go. And don't come back without a warrant. Out, Nazi. Out. Out. You understand? Nazis are not welcome here. Out. And don't come back without a warrant. Do not come back without a warrant. You understand that? You're not welcome here. Nazis are not welcome here. Gestapo is not welcome here. Do not come back, you Nazi psychopaths.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable, sick, evil people. Intimidating people in a church during the Passover. You Gestapo, Nazi, communist, fascists. Don't you dare coming back here.
Man, that's wild.
Can you imagine those psychopaths? Passover, the holiest Christian festival in a year, and they're coming to intimidate Christians during the holiest festival? Unbelievable. What is wrong with those sick psychopaths? It's beyond me.
So based.
Based. Super based.
It feels like I get that feeling like whenever you're
Full screen.
watching Braveheart or like Aragorn giving the speech before they're like leading the
I
army
know.
against the
This is
bad
like the
guys.
Ride of the Rohirrim,
Yeah, seriously.
right before Minas Tirith when
I'm like,
Rohan
yeah, let's go
comes. I know.
freaking
I'm
take
like,
on
let's
some
go.
tyranny. Let's
I
do
know.
this.
I know. But it's like, again, not advocating for you to just go yell at people, okay? But this guy is defending himself, okay? There's a big difference. This is his livelihood. This is his business. This is where he has gathered people after a year of lockdowns to celebrate the most holy of Christian days. Like he said, Easter, Passover, and celebrating this and bringing people together for a good cause, and then they're going and shutting it down. The police are trying to come in and shut it down. And it's like, it makes no sense. We were out at Tin Horn Flats yesterday in Burbank, if you guys know what that is. That's where the business owner, or the co-owner of the business, he's been arrested 3 times now for keeping his business open despite the lockdowns. He kept it open, excuse me, and they shut his water and power off. They shut the power off and arrested him. And then he got a backup generator. And then they said that his generator wasn't up to code or there was wiring or something. And then I'm pretty sure he gets arrested again. And then they put sandbags out in front of his restaurant so that he couldn't even get into his restaurant, his own restaurant that he paid for. Also, the amount of money that he pays for like regulations through the government, $135,000 a year on average for small businesses and compliance costs to the California government every year. It's insane that he's paying all this in his restaurant, and then he tries to move the sandbags to open up, and they arrest him again. but he continually stands up to tyranny. Imagine, Los Angeles. I don't know. I read something about, this is New York. I mean, New York, it was like you could go to a different restaurant for every single meal in New York for a total of like 6 years or something like that, right? Have you guys ever heard that, something like that? No? You ever heard that?
Interesting.
Like, there's so many different restaurants that if you go to a different restaurant for every single meal for 6 years, you would always be going to a different restaurant. I only bring this up to say, okay, imagine if all of these restaurants had all said, no, I'm not closing down. I'm not shutting down. But in reality, out of all those restaurants, you only have 1 or 2 or 3 who are standing up and doing something, and then they're easily shut down by the government or by bureaucracy, whatever it might be. They're easily shut down. I mean, we were out there yesterday, and there was a gang of people. It was awesome, like people, counter-protesting and saying, I can't believe the police are doing this, and I can't believe the government's doing this. It was wild. And then, I was out there to go and film, and the police said I couldn't be on the sidewalk without press credentials. And it's like, this was a public street. This was a public street, and the police said that I couldn't be out there. And then there were 2 leftist chicks, and they had signs that said, tear down Tin Whore Flats, the restaurant that we were at, and put up a Planned Parenthood. They want to replace, this is the delusion of the left, they wanted to replace a restaurant that has been serving the community for years, that makes tons of people happy, with a place that murders babies. Just take that in for a sec. And then the police wouldn't let us talk to them at all. They said, it wasn't a free speech zone, whatever, and, weren't allowed to go over there, even though it's a public street and you don't need media credentials to be on a public street. It was all very odd. But the guy, what we're saying is that the guy who is the co-owner who kept getting arrested stood up, and that, California, I say this a lot, but I mean, California used to be a very conservative place, and now look at it, it's a terrible place because conservatives didn't stand up and do anything. So you live in Idaho right now, you live in Montana, you live in Texas, Florida, you might be a little apathetic towards what's happening in your state or what's happening in your county or your community, wherever it might be, and you think, whatever, we're already conservative, it doesn't matter, it's not going to happen here. That's California, right? California is their own thing, and they do terrible stuff there, and they're going to eventually secede and be their own broken country. But it will happen to you. It will happen to you. This stuff moves so fast. The left moves in and devours everything in its path in a blink of an eye. So you have to be ready for it. And you can't be sitting back and saying someone else is going to handle it. Doesn't matter. You have to be ready to fight all the time. Like this pastor. Based. All right, Spencer, let me pull up the be or not to be. I think we're ready to play. Huh? Unless you had something to say about that.
No,
too.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Let's move on.
All right, give me a sec, Spencer.
Let's do it.
Let me just pull this up before you put it on screen. Okay.
Lord knows what else is going on in that
You ready?
computer.
You want to get some music going too, Will?
Oh yes, Spencer.
Gotta
Look at you.
Look at
Taylor didn't remember.
We went through the
Taylor's-
whole bracket without music, I guess.
I didn't think I was doing music for that one.
All right.
Or just for this one? Okay.
Can you guys hear the music in the audience? Kind of
Yeah, I
setting
think-
the mood for
yeah, a
this
little bit,
lighthearted
right?
segment.
Okay, Taylor. Why don't you explain what the game is?
Okay, so this is Be or Not the Bee. If you're our friends at the website called Babylon Bee, it's a satire website, and they write funny headlines that, are parodies of reality, but they're fake, but they're really hilarious. And then they have another website called Not the Bee, where they take actual stories in real life that are as absurd as something you would make up and publish those. And so what we did in this game is we took the satire headlines and the fake headlines and the real headlines, put them together in one thing, and Will's going to go through and try to guess which ones are fake and which ones are real, and you guys do so too in the comments.
Yeah. So I haven't seen these.
Yeah, Will
I
has
don't.
not
I
seen
don't know
this,
which ones are real and which ones are fake. So
but we do.
Taylor knows.
Yeah.
He made it. Taylor did a good job. I'm sure.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
I'm hearing that we're not getting music, so anyway, maybe
The music's
but
it's a little bit low.
all right.
It might just be too low.
All right, we can
I
mess
can
with
hear
it.
it.
But all right, here we
Yeah.
go. Be or not the bee. So let's go to the first headline. You got it up?
I got it up.
All right. Man wins game of Guess Who by having his character keep switching genders. So the game Guess Who, where you flip up the little. You have
Oh, that's yeah.
You have to ask questions about it. So he keeps changing. Anyway,
That one's Babylon Bee.
that is correct. Dude, I think we got a.
No.
Spencer.
It was wrong. There we go.
There you go. Switch it up.
Swapped out on
I
it.
saw
There
this
we
one.
go.
I saw this one on the Babylon Bee before.
Okay, well.
So this one I didn't cheat because I
You-
already saw it, but you chose one that I already saw.
I told you not to spoil these. I
didn't
you
want to.
Go live under a rock and don't stay off the internet. So
I try to stay off the internet as much as I can.
all right. Let's do the next one.
All right.
All right. New best-selling devotional with prayer that says, "Dear God, please help me to hate white people," is now available at Target.
I'd buy this. This one sounds like too fake that it has to be real. I'm saying real.
It is real.
Yes.
That actually happened.
Let's go.
There's actually a devotional that you can buy at Target right now that has a prayer. We just made a post about it on Instagram if you want to check that out.
How does it say hate white people? I mean, Jesus loved everyone. Jesus told you to even love, the people who hate you.
They're not praying to the God of the Bible. They're praying to the God of woke.
Yeah.
And woke is a religion of racism. We tweeted that today. It was like a caption.
Really?
Yeah. And
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Good job, Chris. If you're watching.
Well, it was my caption, but Chris did a good job in recognizing that we should tweet it. But anyways.
Okay, good.
Chris is based.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Here we go. MLB games to no longer require ID to purchase alcoholic beverages. Now, they left Georgia because of the voter ID laws. So,
This one is fake.
It is fake. That is correct.
Because, I wish that was real.
Why? You're of age.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I wish it was.
Oh, my gosh.
Got a lot of, I don't know, cousins. I don't know.
All right.
Whatever.
Let's move on. Let's keep this thing moving. All right.
I knew that one was fake.
Webster expands a definition to make it clear that the word colorblind or being colorblind actually means to be racist.
This one's true. True.
That is true. That actually
I'm
happened.
good at this game.
They added to the
knew this.
definition of the word colorblind in the dictionary to make sure it's like a little addendum that says, it still means you're racist if you're colorblind, basically.
That's like,
So-
I remember those old MTV videos that came out like during the first 2016 election, and like all just super racist stuff. And they said how being colorblind is like the most racist thing you can do because you need to like focus on people's race and, recognize oppression and all that. It's so stupid. It's super dumb.
It is stupid. It's
Yeah.
also stupid to watch MTV. I stopped watching that when I was like
Yeah.
12.
You don't watch Rob Dyrdek's
I don't even-
Fantasy Factory?
I've never heard of that.
You ever heard of that?
I remember like TRL. That's
TRL.
like a 90s
Yeah, I watched
show.
TRL.
Yeah.
The Real World. I
Yeah,
was supposed to go
stuff
on The
like
Real
that.
World. It was
I
a
I
thing
bet
for
you look
guys.
like someone on the Real World.
What up? My name's
Frat
Chad.
Boy and Real World
I'm
contestant
an
is
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I live in LA, Santa Monica Beach,
I'm a content creator.
Yeah.
I'm an influencer. All right.
Next one.
All right. Here we go. CNN says there's no biological difference between an apple and a banana.
It's CNN, so it's hard to think that this could be fake. I'm gonna say real.
Oh, got him. No, this is a Babylon B one. But isn't that crazy how like it's actually plausible that CNN would publish something like this?
Yeah. Well, I would think that they would be like the genetic structure of fruit is so similar.
Right, but like that's the whole point is like today we don't use biology to distinguish things anymore.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, anyways.
What do you like, apples or bananas better?
I guess bananas. Apples are harder to eat.
Yeah, they get in your teeth.
Yeah, the skin gets in your teeth.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of fruit, honestly.
Yeah.
Not a big fruit guy.
Yeah.
Those the female
So say.
protesters at the thing yesterday said Will looks fruity.
Yeah,
And
they called me
him
gay. They called me gay as like an insult.
Yeah, they did. And it's like, this is not your thing. And then they offered you a rainbow mask.
I know. I'm like, well, it's like, why do you call... They're like all preaching about, their tolerance and equality and stuff, and then they call me gay.
Yeah.
I said it felt like I was on Modern Warfare 2 lobbies on Xbox Live again, where it's like they call
That's the best you can come
Yeah.
up with is just calling
They
someone
call
gay.
someone gay. They say
That's
like,
not like, yeah.
your mom, like they're gonna hook up with your mom. Like Xbox Live lobby chat was... Oh, that was fun. Those were good old
Juvenile.
days, yeah.
Get better insults.
Yeah.
Go away
Get
from the
good.
left. Anyways, okay. So next headline, here we go. Parents disguise kids as illegal immigrants so they can receive in-person teaching.
That one's got to be true. No?
That's
Oh,
a
really?
Babylon Bee headline.
Oh,
yeah.
no way.
It's not too far from reality. This game is great.
Maybe I read it wrong. I was thinking that it's like illegal immigrants coming in and making their kids illegal.
No,
And
like,
then so they got...
it's because like the government is treating illegal immigrants better than native citizens.
Right.
In a lot of ways right now. So this headline is saying parents are disguising their children as illegal immigrants so that they'll get better treatment and in-person teaching and go back to school.
You get a free tinfoil blanket.
Tinfoil blanket too.
And guacamole.
No, the guac is extra. All right. Next one. Here we go. Colin Kaepernick. Remember him? We missed Colin. Colin Kaepernick celebrates diversity by forming a new company with 0 white people on its board.
True.
Yes, this one is definitely true.
Knew that one was true. Colin Kaepernick hates white people.
He's just, yeah.
He's
a guy.
Yeah. He's a guy?
He's a guy. I mean, as far as we know, who knows how he identifies. It's very presumptuous of me.
Yes, exactly.
I
don't like Colin Kaepernick, really.
He hasn't given us much reason to like him.
No.
And it has nothing to do with his skin color.
It has to do that he wore socks that have like
cops or pigs
on it. Like roll them, put them in a blanket. Pigs in a blanket.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Anyways, all right, let's move on from that guy. Okay, next one. On a similar vein here. Nike factory generously offers to house unaccompanied migrant children.
That one's got to be fake. But it's very funny.
If you don't pay close attention, it seems plausible.
I know.
But
well, I was thinking like at first, I was like, oh, they want to seem woke. And then I was like, oh, they're going to like employ these
guys. I know. When I had the same thought pattern when I read it.
Sweatshop.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But it feels like it would. Yeah, they would like step in to do something for illegal immigrants. But
well, they do a photo op.
Yeah.
And then like
they dress up in a white suit and
go
cry by a fence or something. Anyways, all right. MSNBC's Joy Reid says that aliens from outer space may attack us as punishment for destroying the planet with climate change.
It's so long.
It is a long one.
That it makes me feel like it's real.
Yes, it's a real one. Yeah. Is that your final answer?
Well, you already gave me a buzzer. I didn't even get to say it.
You gave the awkward pause.
Yeah, but maybe I was going to think about it some more.
Well,
so you need me to do like a Regis Philbin and ask you for your final answer?
Yeah, exactly. Let me dial that in.
Can we get some Who Wants to Be a Millionaire sound effects here?
Yeah. Except I don't get any money for this.
You can't
I think
phone
I'm
a friend.
Losing money doing this.
You can't. We could ask the audience. I wonder if there's a way we could do a poll.
Yeah, I think there probably is. I know on Facebook you can do a poll.
We're working on getting more technologically inclined so you guys can participate in
And I hope you guys are guessing in the comments too, because I want to. It's fun to see your guys' guesses.
Totally.
Yeah.
We go back and look, and we look live. I'm not looking right now because I'm like doing 10 things at once. But anyways, all right, here we go. 15-year-old boys soccer team demands equal pay for beating U.S. women's national team.
That one should be real. That one should be real, but I know that it's fake.
That is fake. But they did beat the team. They did beat the women's team.
Yeah. Well, that's like, did any of you guys watch the WNBA or not WNBA? I said that before.
No, I did not watch that. Just gonna go ahead and confess.
The Stanford, Arizona, the NCAA championship of women.
No.
Did you watch it? Did you watch it, Spencer? No, I watched it. I watched the final half. I mean, it was like I was watching these ladies. I know, I'm not trying to talk down on what you ladies do playing basketball there, but I could beat you. There's no doubt.
I don't know about that.
Like
I could.
Will Witt specifically.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think I could beat like college athletes who are trained playing women's basketball.
Every 15 seconds, someone fell on the ground. In the game.
I don't know. I've seen some of those clips and it's pretty embarrassing.
It's pretty.
I don't know.
I think I could beat them one-on-one. If I did one-on-one with one of the girls on the team.
Are you good at do you play basketball?
Yeah, basketball is actually like my sport. And I know it's like deceiving because
he has a basketball in his car that's just kind of there.
That's when like I pick up girls. I want them to think like, oh, this guy plays basketball.
Athletic.
Yeah.
Put like a barbell in the back seat.
Yeah. I put like a badminton racket.
That's when you go through Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Oh, what's that? Just my water polo suit.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Don't mind me.
Yeah. Oh, just my horse saddle I keep back here.
I'm an equestrian.
Yeah. Okay, next one.
All right, here we go. Columbia University holds 6 separate graduation ceremonies segregated by race, income, sexuality, and ethnicity.
Wait, this one's fake.
They said
How is this one not fake? There's no difference between... What is the difference between race and ethnicity? Is race
they
like
figured
your
out
skin
ways
color
to categorize their students by race, gender, ethnicity, income, all that stuff, and they made separate, segregated ceremonies for each one. It's a real headline.
So ethnicity is like your country you're from.
Yeah, it's like your race or
so
whatever.
Like you... It's like your race or whatever, Wait, but So like someone who's black, that's their race. But then if they're like, I don't know, let's say they're from Kenya. Like that's their ethnicity, they're Kenyan.
That's their nationality.
Well, then what's ethnicity?
I don't. We should not be trying to answer this on a live podcast because I'm not exactly sure. But
if anyone knows,
I just don't want to get it wrong. Like I think it's like more like your.
No, I'm
like
not. That's why I'm like
ancestral
asking.
biological component of it. It's not so much like the nationality, like the country.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I don't
Let's
understand.
keep going.
But you could be. But wait. But I'm still like hung up on it because like you could be in so many of these different categories.
Why are you so hung up on race and ethnicity?
You're hung up on the wrong
Because I'm a leftist. But like you could be in all of these different categories, like all different.
Yeah.
And you'd have to go to like
Yeah.
5 different,
I don't-
4
let-
different.
Well, explain it to Columbia.
We'll have
How
to.
do you do that?
You want to read the article? I'll send you the article, and you can parse all this
Yeah,
out.
send me the article.
And we'll do another segment where we'll breaks this all down next week.
Yeah, next week we're doing a 3-hour-long podcast.
Here's how I couldn't understand it on a hard.
Okay, next.
Here's
one.
how I got so off the rails on a one,
Well, it doesn't
tiny
make
part
any
of this
sense.
segment.
No,
all right,
explain this.
next
To me.
headline: College English course to replace study of Shakespeare with readings of Antiracist Baby.
True.
Got him again.
I read Antiracist Baby.
I know. Did we do a video of you doing that?
No.
We
And
gotta
honestly,
do it on
it was kind of. It wasn't like horrible. It was like not good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was good. You
No.
shouldn't buy this book for your kids. But it's like it wasn't like
Check out PragerU's resources for educators and parents.
Yes, go to
PragerU.com/prep.
go to prep. But it wasn't like the worst. I read some of those other books. I read that Jacob's New Dress book, and then I read like A is for Activists. Those other Story Time with Will. You guys
Yeah.
should check those out. Those ones were a lot worse than the Antiracist Baby.
I think
And-
the problem with the anti-racist baby is just the word anti-racist is like, just it's like a Trojan horse for
Yeah,
all that like woke critical race theory ideology.
as a
And
baby.
so I know, but if you start like getting people using those terms and like, hey, yeah, I'm an anti-racist baby, then the next thing that you see that is more extreme and dragging you down into that whole world of critical race theory and all that stuff, you're
I know.
already speaking that language. And
All right, you give them an inch and then they take a mile.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the slippery slope.
Yeah,
They-
slippery slope.
The leftists love when we talk about slippery slopes.
Yeah, they do.
And say it's anyway. All right. Charles Barkley to undergo racial sensitivity training to be less white.
True.
Got him again. He was in the news
Striking
this
out.
week for actually saying something that was pretty based about like how the media makes everything
He's
racial.
like
and
the
stuff.
more
Yeah.
conservative-based leaning.
Barkley is based.
Basketball
Anyway.
player.
Yeah, yes, he's a basketball player.
Yeah, I know.
It's like a
I was
li-
making sure you know.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I
don't
literally
watch
don't know
sports.
if you knew, and that's a great cover. I was just making sure you knew.
Of course, I know who Charles Barkley is.
I've read all of the books.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've seen Space Jam. He's in Space Jam.
Yeah, is he? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
And so is Larry Bird.
yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
He
Do you
plays
know who
golf
Larry?
with
I'm just
Michael
making sure
Jordan.
you know who Larry Bird
Larry
is.
Bird was a legend on the Celtics. Okay? Man.
Okay, let's keep going here. This is our last one for this segment. New York Times praises China's power and patriotism in overcoming COVID.
This one's facts. Facts.
Facts.
Yeah.
It
I
is.
know it.
We got the
Facts.
receipts.
Got the receipts.
There's facts. Nothing but facts.
Facts, dude. Yeah, this one for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this in real life, but I could just assume.
Yeah. You
So
know.
these leftists put China above America. They put America last and they put China first. It's terrible. And it's like these are the pieces of news that people are reading every single day. It's disgusting.
Amen.
Hey, woman to that.
Did you guys like that segment?
That was fun.
Fun, huh?
That was fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
How-
things
did we
should've been
tally his
interactive.
score?
Yeah, we tallied. So
How
there
many
was
I get?
14 different questions.
Uh-huh.
Will got 9 correct.
Okay.
And I did the percentage calculation. You would have failed that test because it was a 64%.
Well, good thing grades don't matter anymore.
Good thing I dropped out of college twice because grades do not matter to me.
Yeah, but
I'm all
you could go
about
back now
feelings.
and pass just. You don't even have to attend class. Did you hear about that? Like, kids are passing by just not even attending class, and because of
Yeah.
that's just the way the world is now. Participation trophy is your diploma.
I never went to class my freshman year. I didn't go to class at all, and I didn't.
I think
pass.
everyone knew that already.
I failed. That's okay. I hated school. I did not like college. I hated learning useless stuff. All right, you want to go full screen again? Go to the first question.
We're full screen.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, let's go to the first question, Spencer.
All right, let's do
Spencer's reading the questions today. Spencer, get your question reading voice ready. We got 3 questions that you guys asked. Again, these questions are from PragerForce, which is our student program at PragerU. Text the word PragerForce to 64600 or go to PragerU.com and find PragerForce on there to apply. Students and young professionals around the world. That's high school through young professionals after graduating college, or maybe you didn't go to college like me. So definitely join PragerForce. But our first question, Spencer.
Yeah, let's do it. So this is coming from jrowley.4. What is something you often do to help you connect with God?
Pastor Will got another
I
one.
know. Something I do to connect with God. I think one thing that's really important is speaking with my family about it. I don't want to put my family on the spot right now, but I think that in terms of my relationship with God and in my faith, I definitely am the most well versed in everything, and definitely the furthest along in my faith, which is, that's just how it is. Doesn't mean anything else about my family, but actually one thing that I feel really it strengthens my beliefs is talking to my family about my faith. So I think that if you're ever trying to strengthen your faith with God, or just talk about verses and you feel like you don't have people to talk to about it, talk about it with your family. If you talk about these things with your family, especially if like they're still learning or you're still learning, it can be really beneficial. So I mean, after my podcast or on the weekends when I talk to my mom, and we would talk about, oh, what did you learn at church today? And she didn't always understand exactly what I was talking about, but it was still like good for her to hear what I'm saying, and also for me to hear the things that she was kind of, not so a little more unsure about. I did this with my sister the other day too, where I was kind of explaining what, why Jesus died for us, things like that. So I think connecting with God is incredibly important. I mean, it's obviously, and I think that talking to your family about it and asking them questions and having them ask you questions, testing you as well, is a really strong thing you can do. Thanks for the question, friend.
Good answer. Okay, next question is coming from Nazinga. Should us new conservative content creators stick with YouTube or move to new platforms like Rumble?
I don't see why we can't do all of them. Like diversify your content. You should be on everything. There's one thing that I'm like against when it comes to like, I'm a big fan of Parler. I'm a big fan of Rumble. I mean, I think these are good platforms, but I am against just being on these platforms. PragerU audience is the size that it is. My audience is the size that it is because my content is on every platform that reaches people who disagree, and then those people's minds change, and then they're still followers, right? If you're just in a place where people already agree with you, you're not going to do any good. That's part of why I like living in California, because there's a lot of people here who I disagree with. And I hear, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but I see some people post conservative stuff online, or on their YouTube channel, whatever it might be, and it's like sometimes a lot of the same stuff, and you can definitely tell with some conservative people that they've never actually talked to leftists in their lives. You know what I mean? And you can tell this with a lot of leftists too. You can tell with a lot of leftists that like they've never even had a conversation with a conservative. But you can also tell this with conservatives too. They've never even like talked to a leftist. They've kind of just parroted things that they've heard like on some podcast or on Will Witt Live. It's like it's very important that you're putting yourself in uncomfortable situations where people disagree with you, because that's how you really get your convictions really strong. I feel like I'm so strong in my convictions and the things that I believe in, like I don't falter on anything, because I've been put in a lot of uncomfortable situations with people who either don't agree with me, or at some cases even despise me, and even worse cases want to hurt me. So I like putting myself in those situations because it helps embolden myself, and then makes it so that I can be a better educator to all the people who watch. So to answer that question, yes, you should be on places where there are leftists. You should be on places where people disagree with you, because those are the people you want to reach, and it will help yourself be better educated on the things that you want to talk about too.
Totally. And like, if you sincerely believe that the truth is on your side and your values are the superior values, then you should want to go out there in the world and put them to the test and present them to other people and listen to what they have to say. And, in theory, if the truth is on your side, then you should, believe that it will overcome in when you have those conversations and when you put it out there. So, and that's basically our whole attitude at PragerU is we're going out with the things that we believe in, with the Judeo-Christian American values and promoting them. And, you know, if we just went on platforms where only people who agree with us and believe in those things already are, and it's only them, then, you know, we're preaching to the choir, and that's a losing battle. Your bubble just keeps getting smaller and smaller, you know. And I just want to mention here too, like we got banned off TikTok this week. We get some heat for even trying to go on TikTok because, you know, the China thing, and we recognize it, but for us, it's worth it going there because that's where the young people are. That's where Gen Z is. They're not on Facebook. They're not, you know, on most of these other platforms. And so if you want to reach these people, you have to go to where they are and make content that they find interesting, and then put your values and your perspective in it. And that's what we're doing. Yeah,
it's super important. I urge anyone who is looking to do something like that you are going out and finding other. You know, this isn't also saying that you need to go entertain every leftist with a debate. You know, that's not the point that I'm trying to make. It's just be prepared and put yourself in situations that might seem uncomfortable. It's going to be good for you in the long run.
That's great.
All right, last question. This is the last question of the day. Last thing we're doing today.
Oh, I'm gonna butcher this name, but El Colin.
Racist, Spencer.
Yeah.
Can't believe you did
that. What protest have you been to that made you feel the most unsafe?
Ooh, unsafe. I would probably say I went to the March for Our Lives. That was like 2 years ago. And I remember I was interviewing some kid, and this like ginger beta male came up to me, and he like taps me on the shoulder, and he's like, "Hey, you're Will Witt." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" He's like, then he just starts screaming at the person I'm interviewing. And he's like, "Don't talk to this guy. This is Will Witt from PragerU, a fascist Nazi organization." I'm like, "Yo, dude, I'm just trying to do this interview right now." He's like, "No, we're not letting you do this anymore. No more interviews." And then like kid I was interviewing left and walked away. And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to like dip out and like go interview different people. And the dude follows me around. He follows me to like 3 different interviews that I'm doing. And I'm starting to get like upset. You know, you guys watch my videos. I don't really get upset. But I was like, I wanted to like, you know, punch this guy in the face. This dude's following me the whole time, yelling at people, telling them that like, don't talk to him. He's a Nazi to everyone who I'm trying to talk to is horrible. You know, so eventually we ditched the guy and we're able to do like a whole circle around this thing. But that was strange. Maybe that's not the most dangerous because this guy was like, you know, I don't know. He was kind of a beta looking dude. But most dangerous? I don't know. I mean, just walking down the streets of LA is pretty dangerous, you know? I wouldn't say that any of the leftists...
It's a protest, though?
Protests? I have to think about it. I can't remember.
Yeah, it felt dangerous when we went to Hollywood, walking down the street there.
Yeah. But
the most dangerous protest I've seen is when the riots happened in front of my doorstep when I lived in Hollywood, and the shoe store got lit on fire across the street.
I did a speech in D.C. 2 years ago. It was for a March for Free Speech, and Antifa showed up, and I got a viral video. You guys might have seen this years ago if you guys have been conservative for a while. This video was mine, all right? No big deal. But it was a video of an Antifa member with a mini American flag, and he had like matches, and he kept trying to light the matches and burn the flag, and the matches kept going out before he was able to burn the flag, and everyone was like standing around laughing at him trying to burn this flag. Hilarious. One of the funniest things I've ever recorded and seen in my life.
There's a metaphor there.
Yeah, I know. There's a...
trying to bring down America like...
An oracle right there. Okay, yeah, I think that's my answer for that, guys. We're gonna wrap up the show. We've gone over time like usual, but that's also because we had technical difficulties. If you guys like this podcast, make sure that you go on Apple Podcasts, you rate it 5 stars, you give us some nice comments on there, give us some love. You guys follow me and PragerU on social media. Make sure that you share this with your friends every week, or you know, in the time between each podcast. We do this bi-weekly on Wednesdays. We release clips from the show. So if you missed any part of the show or you want to see something singled out, we release the clips so you guys can see. And I think that's about it. Yeah.
Sign our petition for TikTok. I'll put it in the comments.
Oh, yeah. Sign our petition for TikTok to get us unbanned from TikTok because they're communists and they like silencing us. So sign that for sure. Join Prager Force. And That's about all we got today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Spencer, Taylor, Will for Will Witt Live, and we're going to see you guys in 2 weeks. Peace.